color. Okay, now we're going to create a switch for that. So I'm going to go open up my switch and close my switch, and inside of my switch I'm going to go case. No, this is the first case. If the color is red, then it needs to display the following message: echo equals your fave color is red. Okay, I'm going to close that, and now I've written our first case. Now, if you could remember, I said that we need to create a break, otherwise, PHP will move it automatically into the next case. So the next case, we're going to say, for instance, case. Oh, I can see my error, why it's not showing correctly. We're saying case, now we're saying blue. So now we just create an echo with a bunch of string values. And I'm basically going to write your fave color is blue. Okay, so now once we've done that, we are going to break that. And then we're going to, as we go on, we're going to write a couple of them. So I'm going to say case, case green. And then basically I'm going to echo that case. I'm going to say your fave color is green. Okay, now I'm going to put in a break. Okay, and then I'm going to say default. Now this is the other one, is the default. I'm going to chat about that in a bit. Okay, default equals to echo your fave color is neither one of it's neither let's just say your fave color is not recognizable. Okay, now we're going to hit save, and we're going to run this so that I can show you basically what is going on here. So we're going to say test_3 / pages, and we're going to open up the page called switch. Okay, we're just waiting for the server to load up. And there you can see our favorite color is red, so it's displaying that string on line 15. So if we go and let's change this to green, and we hit save, it will display something different. It will say your color is green. So let's change it to black, and hit save. Now, because we didn't define any black out there, it will say your color is not recognizable. Okay, so that is how we define switch functions. Now, the next thing that we're going to chat about after looking at switch function is while loops. Now, while loops is basically an interesting way of getting certain content to increment and certain content to decrement. So now you can see that what we've done in the previous videos are kind of pulling together and kind of getting together. Now, let's have a look at PHP loops. Now, PHP while loops executes a block of code while the specified condition is true. Now, PHP loops, often when you write code, You want the same block of code to run over and over and over again in a row instead of adding several almost equal code lines in a script. Now we can use a loop to perform tasks like, let's see. In PHP we have the following looping statements. We have a while loop, loops through a block of code as long as the specified condition is true. Then you have a do while loop, loop through a block of code once and then repeats the loop as long as its specified condition is true. And then you have the for loop and loops through a block of code a specified number of times. And then you have the for each loop, and the for each loops through a block of code for each element in an array. Now let's have a look at all those different ones. Now the first one is the PHP while loop. Now the while loop executes a block of code as long as the specified condition is true. So let's have a look at an example for this. So I'm basically going to go and create a new document, save it as a while loop. So I'm just going to call it a while underscore loop dot php. Then I'm going to copy the first bit of code. I'm just going to include the PHP brackets. And I'm going to close my PHP, close my body, and close my HTML. Okay, and then I'm going to hit save. Now what I want to write is I want to say x equals 1. Okay, then I'm going, okay, so x equals 1. And then I'm basically going to say while x is smaller than and equals to 5. Okay, then I'm going to say, put it in brackets. So I'm gonna open up my brackets, and then I'm going to write echo, this is $x and then BR. Okay, there we go. Then once I've done that, I'm going to put in a post increment. So I'm going to say $x plus plus. So now I'm saying basically x is equal to 1. Okay, so now we know that x is 1. Now we're saying while x smaller than equals to 5. Okay, now we're going to go echo this number equals, this number is $x, and we'll say x increment. So let's see what is the result that we are getting from this. So I'm just going to type it into my browser, and then we'll drag it over so that you can see it. Okay, there we go. So you can see that we started from 1 and we basically incremented until 5 and equal to 5. So it's going, this number is 1, this number is 2, this number is 3, this number is 4, and this number is 5. So let's see if I didn't make it, if I just went x is smaller than 5, you would think that it stops at 5, right? But it doesn't, it stops at 4. So you would see that it goes. So if you want a loop to stop at a specific number, you would always go either greater than equals to or smaller than equals to that specific number. Or you can go smaller than 6, which just makes it very confusing, but you can do it this way, and a lot of people do it as well. So you would see that it stops at 5. Okay, so smaller than 6 and smaller than equal to 5 is basically the same place that it will stop. You're looping. So basically a loop is exactly what it says. It goes in circles and circles and circles, doing the same thing until you tell the value to stop. So look at this. Let's make it 500. Okay. So if you make it 500, then you're gonna have an interesting value. Look at this. It's just going to go down, 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 down until 500. So have a look. It goes down until 500. So this will loop until forever. Okay, so I'm going to make it back to 5. I'm just going to save that. Just refresh to make sure that it's still 5. Cool, it's 5. So that is a while loop. A while loop is you telling him you want a specific number, and you want it to